Assalamu alaikum, you're watching the Haider Rifaat Show Season 8 Specials. I'm your host Haider Rifaat, and joining me today in the studio is Ambassador Raza Muhammad, who is currently serving as the president at the Islamabad Policy Research Institute. He has also served in different capacities in different countries, which we'll be getting to know more about as well. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me. It's a pleasure having you here. सबसे पहले मैं जानना चाहूँगा, before diving deep into Islamabad Policy Research Institute और उसके objectives क्या हैं, research क्या हो रही है, you have served in the army. So what led to an interest in the army?
Good. Thank you so much, Heather. Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you so much for giving me the chance.
Of course.
And I'm so happy to know that you're studying and you're striving so well.
Thank you.
And to do well in your studies.
Wonderful.
Keep it up. About myself, I was quite young when 1965's war happened. And we used to see the aircrafts coming, the fight going on, going into the trenches, and then came the stories of the 65 war.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a few stories which impressed me a lot. The Aziz Bhatti's Shahadat story, and then the story of Yunus Hassan Shaheed, who was a pilot, and he actually struck his own aircraft with the Pathankot Air Base. He was shot out ammunition. He had been hit and he was asked to bail out and leave the aircraft and just save his life. But he saw many aircrafts of the Indian aircrafts or Indian fighters taxiing on the runway, which were come to Pakistan and actually attack. So he decided to ram his aircraft into those and destroy the Pathankot airfield and those aircrafts and save Pakistan. So these were the kinds of stories which motivated me, and I was in class 2 then, second grade, when I thought that I'll become a soldier. So the life went on, and ultimately I became a soldier, and I've served in army for about 37 years. And I retired as a major general.
I see. Sir, आपने different capacities में you have also served abroad. Mauritius, Comoros, Seychelles, and then in other countries too. So, आपका तजर्बा कैसा रहा है representing Pakistan in these countries?
The countries you're referring to, I was posted there or employed there as an ambassador of Pakistan. So I was High Commissioner for the countries which are part of the Commonwealth and ambassador for the countries which are not part of the Commonwealth.
Right.
And there were 4 countries. I was stationed in Mauritius, then I had the accreditation with Madagascar, Seychelles Island and Comoros. It was a wonderful experience because you interact with different communities, different ethnicities, different cultures, and you strive for your own countries, making a niche in those countries, for your trade, for your commerce, for your diplomacy, and so on. So it was a wonderful experience. I had visited all these countries, interacted with various kind of people. All these countries are part of Africa. So it was a very good experience, and especially Mauritius, where I stayed for a longer time, where I was stationed actually. It has a majority of population which comes from India.
Right.
So long time back, Indian laborers were taken to that country and they form about 70% of the country. And majority is Hindus, then Muslims. Then we have Creoles, the Christians converted. Then we have Chinese living there. We have French people living there who were the colonizers. But it was a wonderful experience.
Yes. Right. And sir, now you're serving as the president of the Islamabad Policy Research Institute. First of all, I want to ask you, how is this experience different from your past roles? किस तरह से ये different मुख्तलिफ रहा है आपके past roles में जिस तरह आपने serve किया है different countries में, और Islamabad Policy Research Institute का goal क्या है, basic objective क्या है?
Okay, good. First of all, the difference I think lived varied kind of experience through varied kind of experiences, first in military, and when I was in military in various ranks. So I was deployed abroad also. I served for about 2 years in Saudi Arabia as a captain. Then I went to Germany for 1.5 years. I was trained there. And then this ambassadorship was altogether a different experience. So during my service, I transited from a soldier. Before retirement, I went as additional secretary in the Ministry of Defense Production. So I became a kind of bureaucrat. Then later on an ambassador. So these were different experiences. So how is it different in IPRI? IPRI is basically an institute which is focused on the research. So it is research, it is innovation, it is dialogue, it is policy. These are the four things which define IPRI. So we conduct research on various things. So what helps me is my past experience and education, which I employ here as president of the IPRI. And during my service, I started off studying over and above the masters which I had done during military service. I did my MPhil, and then later on I did my PhD on the CPEC. So all this comes handy for me to be applied here and contribute towards the research and policy making.
I see. And also, Islamabad Policy Research Institute was ranked 74th in University of Pennsylvania's think tank and civil societies program. So, कौन से ऐसे main research projects हैं जो आपको लगता है they're giving your institution an edge over others?
Oh, very right. I think first of all, it was a great thing to happen to IPRI. That IPRI was ranked 74th in the universal think tanks by the University of Pennsylvania. What makes it different is the originality of the research. We focus on research, we try to be original, we try to be innovative, and we try to be very, very focused, and we try to be very different from the others. We do not toe the line, whatever is happening around and someone else is doing a thing and we do the same thing. We actually create our own niche, we create our own space in the research think tanks, and having affiliation with the National Security Division gives us advantage also that whatever we do, we make it into an actionable policy brief and send it across to various ministries and National Security Division, and we indirectly contribute towards the policy making also. So all these things make IPRI a little different, I would say, if not very different than the other think tanks which are here in the country.
और एम्बेसडर साहब रिसर्च एरियाज कौन से हैं IPRI के अंदर जिस पे काम हो रहा है?
Okay. Primarily, there are multiple areas, I would say, but primarily 4 areas we focus on. One is the security, and when we talk of the security, it is not only the traditional security, which is state security or the military muscles come in. It is the comprehensive security, and we talk of the comprehensive security, it is the state security, it is the human security as well. Secondly, we focus on governance and public policy. So what is going on in the governance? Are there some issues? If there are some issues, those are identified, and then we give an input. Then we have international law and lawfare chair also with us. Our lawyer who is there, the chair of law, Ms. Maham, she focuses on various international law issues and lawfare issues. Then we have economic security chair. So we exclusively focus on economy. And nowadays, you know that Pakistan is going through different problems, economical problems. So we focus on those areas. And last but not the least, in last year, we started off with the Grand National Dialogue. And Grand National Dialogue encompassed about 13 topics, different topics. Out of these, there were only 2 traditional security areas. Rest were all non-traditional, which are related to the human security and economy and geoeconomy. So all these areas remain in our focus, and we continue striving to produce the best outputs for the country.
And sir, what about collaborating with international think tanks or institutions?
Great.
Because I know you also have the Margala Dialogue that took place by IPRI. So what's the importance of having these collaborations with the outside world?
Okay. So the collaboration comes basically in 3 parts or 3 segments. One you said about the Margala Dialogue, that means any event which is related to a seminar, webinar, in that we try to have the foreign speakers also. Margala Dialogue is a signature event. We are going to hold the 4th one this year in the middle of November. Okay. And it is normally 2 days event, and we invite speakers from various countries. Presently, we have already had confirmation from various places. So one is this area, that is the Magla Dialogue and all the webinars, seminars, and so on, tutor spaces. The second area of collaboration is through joint researches. So joint researches are with various universities, with various think tanks, not here only, across the globe. And we have presently researches going on with Chinese. We recently concluded a research with RAND, that was the East-West connectivity. We are going to go into a research with the Deakin University of Australia also. And other than that, we have collaboration with multiple think tanks, for example, CETA in Turkey, Kikaran, and Liaoyang Forum in China. Then we have with Russia, with South Korea, with Saudi Arabia, with UAE, with Iran, and so many other countries. We continue to have joint webinars, seminars, and joint researches also.
Right, that's wonderful. And do you plan to further the mission of Islamabad Policy Research Institute by having an international chapter abroad?
We have been thinking on this. One would love to have it. And given the circumstances, presently we are a little handicapped because of our economic situation,
right?
The IPRI's budget constraints. Because when we want to have an outreach, and that too in the West, for example, if I want that IPRI should have an office in, for example, United States, or we should have some outreach in UK or any other European country, or even Saudi Arabia or UAE or China or Russia. So it takes sufficient resources, money, and all that. So we are still waiting for a time,
opportunity,
opportunity, suitable time, and sufficient resources. Why not? One would love to. One would love to collaborate with someone. One would love to have a chair somewhere, so on.
So, sir, you have served in the army. You are the president of the Islamabad Policy Research Institute. Very lastly, towards the end, इतना आपका experience रहा है. आप youth को क्या message देना चाहेंगे regarding their passion to serve this country, regarding the occupations that they have, जो career path उनको अपनाना है, उसके लिए आप क्या youth को message देंगे?
Wonderful. I hope I'll not be very long in this because I'm very passionate about it. Youth is our future. There's no doubt in it. You people are our future. Number one. When we talk of Pakistan, Pakistan has a youth bulge. And youth bulge means 125 to 130 million girls and boys are categorized in the bulge or in youth age. Now, this can be a vulnerability, this can be a burden, this could be a challenge, and this could be an opportunity also. We have to convert this challenge into opportunity, and conversion of this challenge in opportunity will come. There would be a triangular effort. Triangular from the state itself,
right?
That they empower the children, they give them good education, they empower them for the jobs, they enable them, right? They have to enable, they have to be enabled. Civil society has to do a lot. The universities, the schools, the philanthropic organizations, or other people who are working for the country, but more importantly, the youth itself. Youth itself has to do a lot and work hard to become useful. Now, message for the youth. Message for the youth is that there is so much of confusion going on in the country. There is a scenario of doomsday being painted in the country.
Yes.
There is a scenario of hopelessness which is being painted in the country. I do not think that our country is hopeless, or the future for the youth is hopeless. Why? Despite all the ills, despite all the doomsday scenarios painting, despite the prophets of dooms going here and there and talking about the country's imminent downfall, or what you call is the going bankrupt, or what you call is default, country has survived. And country has survived because country is very strong. Economically, there is so much which is hidden and not visible to us. It keeps the country going, and there is so much philanthropy going on. There are so many businessmen who are contributing to the country. So the message for the youth is there is a lot of hope, and hope is you. Hope is in Pakistan, and Pakistan has biggest treasure in shape of youth, biggest trier in the shape of natural resources, and biggest trier in shape of a very, very brainy, very, very hardworking, very capable and productive youth and productive population. I see a very bright future for them, and I always quote a saying, which is, when it's darkness, don't curse the darkness, light your own candle. When 100,000 candles are lit, the darkness will be over. So you are our hope, you are our future, and Pakistan is a country with lot of promise, lot of hope.
Yes,
and
definitely.
you will be the flag bearers, you will be the torch bearers, and you will be our leaders now.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure and honor for me to have this conversation.
Wish you all the best, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That is all for now, viewers. Stay tuned for more on my official YouTube channel and Facebook page. Until then, take care. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you so much.